Okay, so back at it. Alright, so we're gonna make the body today, like flesh it out, because right now we got a whole bunch of different little parts here. I want to make this one deal. Okay, so there's some things to consider here, quite a few things. Alright, so I'm gonna bring up my wireframe view here, and you can see that we have extremely low poly, you know what I'm saying? And in addition to that, a lot of these modifiers, if I'm not mistaken, have not been applied. So we have quite a bit of work to do before we do this. And they haven't been named. So this is a good step. This is like stuff people need to see if you're into character modeling, like me. There's lots of people into character modeling. Okay, this right here appears to have its normals flipped. Alright, cool. I think they're good to go. If you don't know how to do that, just go to your overlays here and go to face orientation. Everything should be blue and not red, like so. Shift in, recalculate the normals, make them all on the inside, and it's red. That means your normals are flipped. In most cases, you don't want that. So you want to have it the other way. Alright, cool. Now, we're about to revox this, right? I don't use a lot of dyno topology, but if I do, there's a specific way I do it. I try to keep my vertex count down and manageable. That way I'm not getting an insane amount of polygons. Because I'm not working in ZBrush. I'm working in Blender. So Blender doesn't handle polygons and sculpting like ZBrush does. That's one of ZBrush's strong points. But I'm certainly Blender biased. I'm towards Blender. I'm glancing real quick, like looking at this A-frame on this character. I think it's good because, yeah, I think it'd be alright. Okay, so let's focus on getting this character remeshed so we can start sculpting on this. Alright, so I want to break this up into about 3 parts. We're going to have 1 and 2. These right here are going to be together. So first thing we're going to do is grab everything and Alt-C. What that does is, as you can see, it converts everything to a mesh. And, you know, it applies all the modifiers that you had in place. So now everything's been applied. So now we're going to start putting stuff together. Alright, I think I want the arms and the legs to be separate, so we'll do that. We're going to try not to make too much noise with this microphone, because my arm's going to bump it inadvertently. I already know it, where it's placed. But anyways, link the 2 legs there, separate them. And you got your arms, and then we want the torso and all this stuff right here to be together. So we're gonna join those, Control J. You could also boolean, but I chose to join them. And then this and this, join that too. All right, cool. So now let's rename our stuff here. So now we got a head, and then I like to do it like this. Once I name stuff, I hide it. So name it and hide it. So then you got a torso, hide it. And then you got arms, hide that, and then last but not least you have legs. Alright, cool, hide that. Now let's unhide them all. Alright, so go ahead and unhide them. And as you can see here in my outliner, stuff has been renamed with 0.001. That's because I have other legs, other arms. There's another character in here, hidden. But that's neither here nor there. Alright. I could name it arms.Cruella, but it'd be alright. Okay, so now what we want to do is to do the remesh. And I don't want to go insanely high on this. So I want to be able to get some detail in there, but we'll see how it goes. Now this is your default right here, 0.1. And let's save this. It's a good habit to save. You can't save too much. Alright, so 0.1, that's your default. And I don't know what it is in Imperial. Yes, I'm in the United States. Yes, I use Imperial units, but by default, it's under meters, if I'm not mistaken. And 0.1 is your default, right? So we're going to do a default remesh. And then that's what becomes of your mesh. No bueno. Can't use that. So I usually start out with like 0.01. Let's see where that puts us. And let's look at this too. There's my current vertex counter wireframe. That's what I'm currently working with. So let's see what we get here. That is certainly workable. I can definitely use that. That's cool. That's not too much. I'm going to end up going up from there, but that is not too much at all. So that's yay. All right, so we'll do the same here, 0.01, and remesh that hotkey. Even in object mode, after you've already set your settings, it's just Control R. And of course, it doesn't work. Or maybe it did. I don't know. Let's see. No, it didn't work. Let's try it again. Control R. Nothing. No biggie. All right, well, it does work in sculpt mode, so let's just do it here. Cool. So that's yay. And then we're going to do the arms. I think they're going to have to be higher because they're so thin. We'll see, though. 0.01. See what we get. Well, that's narrow, boy. That is like... Really, I think I'm going to go in here and sub-D this again just for more geometry. Because I don't know. Let's do that. We're going to sub-D this again and apply that. And I might just work off of that. Her arms are so freaking narrow because I'm afraid that I'm going to have stuff mess up when you start trying to voxelize things that are just too thin. So I think I'll do the same with her legs. Just Control 1 to do another subsurf and call it a day on that. So we're going to call this the starting mesh. For those who are just tuning in, these are not her ears. These are her ginormous cheekbones. And for those who are just tuning in, we're modeling this character. All right, so I think we're ready to get started. Yeah. So I guess I'm just going to start putting on a little bit of meat on this character. And what little you can add. And then we'll move on to something else. Tempted to put the fingers on just to complete the mesh. I think I will. I think we'll do some fingers. Do some fingers. So, yeah. I think what we'll do in this video, I'm going to put a little bit of flesh on the skeleton. And then I'll add some fingers. So what are we sitting at right now as far as time? Where am I at? Where's my deal at? I'm already at 7 minutes. I don't have a lot of time. So let's see how quickly we can do this. All right, give it another save, and we're going to start adding flesh. Okay, so sculpt mode. And 3 for the clay strips, I think it is. And yeah, that'll work. All right, cool. Yeah, now I got no room, so I'm gonna be sculpting quite a bit. So not quite a bit, but what I mean is I move the mic so that I can sculpt freely, and I'll be bumping the whatchamacallit. Okay, so let me think here. Trying not to bump this mic too much, but I don't have a whole lot of room. Okay, so let's see what we got here. All right. Okay, so just a little bit of anatomy. Okay. I look at this character. Which you may not see off screen. Okay, with the smooth here, because she's so narrow, I'm going to open up my little options here and do front faces only on that. Let me show you real quick again. That's right here. It's under advanced. Go under your tools when you're in sculpt mode, under whichever brush, and then go to advanced. Where's it at? Front faces only. And that's only because she's so narrow. Usually I don't have that on, but she is so incredibly narrow. I don't want any holes in the mesh. I don't want that. I'm trying to avoid that, you know what I'm saying? She's so narrow. I'm not going to say I can't put a spine on her, but you're not going to see it because of that ginormous coat she has on, so I'm not going to bother with it. But I love doing the human anatomy. I love it. Love doing it. It's such a perfectly designed creation. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so under my little deal there, I'm looking at the shape, the silhouettes there. you have any questions on how I did the silhouettes, feel free to ask in the comments below, and I'll tell you. I don't want to devote time to it right now, though. Okay, so I think we're going to lasso this bit here, and I'm trying to do something with this neck here. I think it'll be right about there-ish, something like that. Yeah, and then all this needs to come back, so just give her that nice hump in her back. Looking at the body here, I think the legs need to come back a little bit, so object mode, switch to the legs. Let's speed this up a little bit. So edit, we're gonna unlock this lock object so I can switch back and forth in scope mode between objects. For those who are high speed, probably using Blender 2.92, I'm old school. I'm using 2.83. Yep, I know it's old, but still works. So I'm not mad about it. I do need to upgrade, but it'd be alright. Alright, so, and it's free. I love it. Such an awesome program, dude. Okay, so let me think here. What I want to do is I want to take that top of the thigh and pull it forward. Let me think how